Hello and welcome to Bellow Field for this NESCAC quarterfinal matchup between the host Tufts Jumbos and the visiting Bowdoin Polar Bears. I'm Matt Macy Phelps here with Charlie Driver for JumboCast. Thank you for tuning in. We've got a big matchup today, a rematch from this past week. Charlie, what did we see in that one?
We saw what we'll probably see in this game, a lot of defense being played. The final score was 2-1 in favor of the Bowdoin Polar Bears. But it was really just the Polar Bears' defense stifling the Jumbos' attack. The Jumbos only able to get a conciliatory goal in the 89th minute or so from Christian Zazali, despite taking over 10 shots on target and forcing the goalkeeper for Bowdoin, Van Sicklen, it was Safian in that game, forcing him into over 10 saves. And meanwhile, Bowdoin had only forced one save out of Scott Greenwood, but managed to score 2 goals and bag the win.
And we had the privilege to call Bowdoin's NCAA tournament game last year, in which they beat Plattsburgh State with a last-minute header from Mokhtar Niang with 15 seconds remaining. That was an exciting game. And they returned some of their leading players from that year, but they don't have Nabil Adulate, one of their staunch defenders back there for the Polar Bears.
But even without Adulate, Matt, it hasn't really hurt their defense. Their goal against average this year is 0.82, so it's one of the leading defenses in this entire division. And as you were saying before the game, they've played a lot of overtime, which is a credit to their defense, and also sort of an indictment of their attack, which has never been that potent. Meanwhile, the Jumbos, too, have a very strong defense. They're the leading defense in this division and have, I think, 8 shutouts for the season. But none of that will matter if neither of these teams is able to score a goal here.
And they're finishing up the starting lineups here. We'll run through those before the kick. Last year, similar matchup at Tufts. The Jumbos hosted Bowdoin in this quarterfinal matchup and lost. Bowdoin went on to win the NESCAC tournament, which got them a berth in the NCAA tournament. So both these teams could really use this win today. Tufts with an outside chance of an at-large bid if they were to lose today. Last year they got an at-large bid as well. And with the 3-0 win over Amherst this year, they have a strong case. But in Bowdoin's case, it seems like a must-win today as the 7th seed.
For sure. Tufts is in a pretty decent position, as you were saying, to get an at-large bid. They're nationally ranked. Right now, they're within the top 20, I believe. So they should be able to get one if they have a good showing in this tournament. But for Bowdoin, which is a team that enters as the number 7 seed into this tournament, they're going to have to win to get into this, to get their postseason extended. They're going to have to win now. They're going to have to win twice next weekend.
And they're finishing these starting lineups. I think we might get to the national anthem in a moment, so we'll pause for a sec.
Number 30, Scott Greenwood. At this time, we ask you to please rise, remove your caps, and direct your attention to the flag for the playing of our national anthem.
And now we'll run through the starting lineups in order of number for the Jumbos. Number 6, Zach Halliday, leads the midfield. His brother Kevin Halliday on the wing, and Gaston Bescherano will be the striker today. Dan Sullivan is back with Connor Coleman in central defense. Kevin Lawson and Trevor Rowe add to the wings on midfield for the Jumbos. Sterling Weatherby, the right back, he's a common name, and Matt Zinner, he plays fullback and on the wing. And Scott Greenwood is in goal today. He's split time with Bruce Johnson, the junior goalkeeper, but it'll be Greenwood, the senior, today. And for the Polar Bears, Matt Diaz-Costa, the senior midfielder, leading the way for them, number 5. Riley Bubb, a junior defender. Following them, Cedric Charlier, Mokhtar Young, the hero last year in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Only a sophomore, but he's a big presence up front. Sam Ward, followed by Ethan Ellsworth, will be paired up in the midfield. Jake Stenquist and Wilson McMillian as well. And Matty McCall will be in the back. And Levi Morant is up front, the sophomore. And it'll be Noah Safian between the pipes today for the Polar Bears. So what do you see looking at these lineups here, Charlie?
I see what I was saying before. It's going to be a game decided by defenses. The teams do, though, have some potent goal-scoring ability. For Tufts, Gaston Bescherano has already tied Nathan Majumder's record for goals in a season by a Tufts player, which Majumder set last year, and he'll appear from the bench in this game. But for the Polar Bears, they have most of their leading scorers out there. Nyong is leading the team with 6 goals. Meanwhile, Ellsworth and Diaz-Costa, who are both also starting, each have 4 to their names. So we could see some goals if either of these teams are going to make a mistake. I would assume that one of these poachers would step on the end of that. We're about to get the kick here.
Yeah, so it'll be Bowdoin with the ball to start. Diaz-Costa and Levi Morant in the middle. And they've got 2 men out wide to the left, so we'll see if they start with a play here. Trying to get the ball forward. Tufts in white on the right side, Bowdoin in black. Both goalkeepers wearing green, and the referee's also wearing green.
There's a somewhat steady wind coming in from the right side to the left here, which could affect the play, as will the turf, which allows the ball to skid across very quickly on this field.
So Bowdoin getting some possession out on that left side immediately. And it's stolen away by Kulsar, carrying it down the wing. He's defended by Ellsworth. And Ellsworth clears it out for a Tufts. Oh, so Weatherby keeps it in. He'll launch a ball, and it's over Trevorrow's head.
Yeah, just a little bit too much there on Weatherby's cross for Trevorrow, but a frac should start here early. Neither team really. It's pretty much what you usually see when you go to a NESCAC game, which is neither team really asserting themselves until about 5 minutes in.
Safian boots it away, a little bit into the wind.
And you can see there Nyang getting that header. He is 6'3", as are 3 other players on this Bowdoin team. They have an extraordinary height to their lineup, which really could cause problems for Tufts, which has a smaller smaller scale, with the exception of a few players, notably Jackson Nadger, the center back on the bench, who's 6'5".
In the midfield with Stenquist, he sends it off to the right. Zinner gets ahead to it. And McMillan taken down there. And that'll be off Bowdoin. Kevin Halliday in the midfield now. Lawson plays it for Bescherano, top of the box. Crossed in, way too high.
Yeah, just got under it there, Halliday. He made a good run to get into that open position, and Kevin Lawson's ingenuity got the ball to Bescherano, who he could then get it onto his teammate. But not the finish that Zach Halliday would have wanted in the position.
And Young battling there with Zach Halliday.
That seems to be their goal kick strategy: is get the ball to Mokhtar, get him because it's a surefire way to win a ball when he's inches on inches taller than all of the opposing players.
Diaz-Costa sends it into the crowd. Young coming away with it. Diaz-Costa back to Nyang. Has space in the midfield. Stenquist sends it to the left. Out with McCall. McCall cutting inward. And it's crossed in from the wing. Zinner with the head. And it's Trevorrow trying to lead a break now.
Vital clearance from Zinner there. The ball was going to fall right to number 5, Diaz Costa. And that could have been a really dangerous position for Bowdoin.
And potential hand there, and it's called on Cedric Charlier, the senior forward out of Baltimore.
Yeah, tried to chest it, just missed the chest a bit with the ball, and ball went to the arm. Easy call for the referee.
Zinner playing it well forward and cleared out. It'll stay in bounds, takes an awkward bounce on the sideline.
Yeah, that looked like actually a mistake from Zinner. He was trying to let it go out of bounds, but his foot just went right to where the ball was, and the ball, luckily for him, bounced inbounds rather than out.
Referee playing on there. Sent forward by Weatherby. That'll be into the box. And no problem for Safian.
Yeah, a bit too long and high of a long ball there. Not really to anyone in particular. Speculative from Weatherby, and maybe a bit too speculative.
Halliday winning the head there. Stenquist. Stolen away by Trevorrow. And Zinner plays back to Greenwood.
Both teams are doing a lot of pressing in the early stages so far. We're 5 minutes in now, and it seems like every time someone gets on the ball, with the exception of Sullivan up till that point, they're immediately closed down by either a Tufts or Bowdoin defender.
And that's played out for a Tufts throw. Bescherano trying to turn. A foul is called by the assistant referee on Bowdoin. So it'll be on the ground for Tufts.
Maybe for a bit of holding. There didn't look to be much in it, but the referee saw something that I didn't.
Weatherby and Kevin Halliday lining up above the ball. It looks like it'll be Halliday to take. Sends it in low, headed away. And looks like both players might have gotten an arm to that one. And solid defending from Zach Halliday. And Tufts gains possession back. Zinner switches fields, but intercepted.
Very poor pass from Zinner. Really didn't put any power on it at all, and an easy ball for the Bowdoin player to intercept.
Telegraphed.
It looked like he tried to get that into a lofted cross, but it just went right across the ground without much pace on it at all.
And a nice job by defender Riley Bubb there to let the ball out for a goal kick.
Safian, who's in goal for the Polar Bears, has played 660 minutes this season, and he's allowed 6 goals, just like his teammate Van Sicklen.
And it's up now with Charlier with a chance, and saved by Greenwood. Charlier, the rebound, goal! Cedric Charlier puts the Polar Bears ahead off the defensive error by Tufts.
Yeah, Charlier just got one-on-one with the Tufts defense, was able to round him, shoot right at Greenwood, but Greenwood was not able to parry it away far enough. Charlier got on the end of it again and made no mistakes the second time, rolling it into the net.
And a good first effort from Greenwood, but it was Charlier capitalizing on the one-on-one mistake with his defender. And it's Charlier finishing off the rebound. So Bowdoin with an early lead here, not 7 minutes into this game.
And we mentioned, Matt, if a goal's going to come in this game, it was most likely not going to be out of just pure, it was either going to be pure brilliance or a moment of a mass mistake, and the latter was true for that goal as Charlier took advantage of an error by the Jumbos, and just like that, Bowdoin's up 1-0.
So you have to imagine the Polar Bears might sink in here and try to defend and play this one out.
I think that would be fairly accurate. That's the way that they like to play. It's not necessarily the most free-flowing and high goal-scoring soccer, but it gets the job done for Bowdoin. And we saw that during the NCAA run they had last year. They didn't allow, and the NESCAC run, they didn't allow a goal during the NESCAC tournament or the NCAA tournament, and we're only fell out on a goal in extra time during their game against MIT.
And Greenwood with the save there, gets it up to Trevorrow.
Try pressing the red button in that box. It shouldn't change anything.
And the odds definitely in Bowdoin's favor with this scoreline. They haven't allowed more than one goal in a game this entire season.
How about that black button that says no?
Lawson sends it forward. Bescherano trying to get around Bub there, but could not shake the defender.
Really good defense from Bub. That could have been dangerous if Bescherano was able to get through, but the junior was resolute and held firm.
Charlier now. Charlier with a good win. Diaz Costa lays it off. Morant, and he's taken down in the box. Will he give a foul? And they give a penalty on Greenwood. Will there be a card? Levi Morant, the sophomore, taken down inside the box by Scott Greenwood. Will there be a card, though? Potential there for a goal-scoring opportunity, so I'm surprised there's not at least a yellow card.
Yeah, I
Greenwood.
figured. Yeah, that would be fair. I would not give a red card in that situation. Morant was coming away from the goal, so it wasn't necessarily a pure, clear goal, just a definite opportunity, and here's Ellsworth to take the penalty.
So Ethan Ellsworth, the junior, with a chance to give Bowdoin their second goal in a matter of 2 minutes, steps up. And it's saved by Greenwood with his foot. Scott Greenwood giving the penalty, but then saving it. And that is an enormous momentum boost for the Jumbos. Had they been down 2-0, it would have been nearly over.
Yeah, Greenwood guessed correctly, diving to his right. The penalty came also to his right, and his foot was right there for the ball to pop up and be cleared away by Zinner, who was then fouled. But really a vital stop by Scott Greenwood there, because this game could have gotten out of hand very quickly for Tufts.
So Ellsworth going low into the middle and just caught Greenwood's leg.
But Josh Shapiro is going to have to make a change, because Diaz Costa and Charlier are really running rampant in the Tufts attacking third.
And it's Ellsworth charging through the midfield past Kalsar. Rips a shot with his left, and Greenwood kicks it out. That'll go wide for a corner kick, so a little bit caught off guard there was Greenwood.
Unconventional, but it got the job done, and that was a prime example of why Bowdoin has been threatening Tufts so much so far in this game. They've already recorded more shots than they did in the game that they won on Tuesday. They've just been able to run past Tufts defenders and get open through balls, and like that, they're up 1-0, and they had a penalty, and now they have a corner in a dangerous spot.
McCall, the in-swinger. And it's headed away, looked like by Coleman. Another corner kick.
And this is the time when Bowdoin's height is a real advantage. For people like Coleman and Sullivan, they really have to rise to the occasion to defend these 6'3" players that are on the pitch for the Polar Bears.
Ellsworth. It's to the near post, headed out by Weatherby. Back with Ellsworth. And deflected out. So, looks like it's a throw-in this time. So really a huge chance there for Ellsworth to at least put the first half away in Bowdoin's favor, but big missed opportunity. And a cross sent in, and it's a goal! Scored by Matt Diaz-Costa, the header, the short man. Heads it in far post, and where were the Tufts defenders on that? It's 2-0 Bowdoin.
Yeah, it's not what you expect to happen, but it's a set-piece goal for Bowdoin. The cross came in from Ellsworth. Diaz-Costa just rose above his Tufts marker and headed it really cleanly into the net. Nothing Greenwood could do to stop it. And just like that, Tufts' season is looking like it could be ending sooner rather than later.
Matt Diaz-Costa listed at 5'8". He's shorter than me, and he managed to rise up and put that one in. So Tufts defense all out of sorts here after giving up a poor error on their first goal, conceding a penalty, which was saved by Greenwood, and now giving up a back post header off a broken cross to a 5'8" midfielder. So
yeah, what happened was Diaz Costa just made a little move, got a tiny bit of space, and that was all he needed. He got the separation so that the defender could not get his head on it, but Diaz Costa could. And just like that, we're 12 minutes in, and we're 2 goals up for Bowdoin.
Kolsar.
And Tufts are going to have to do something very soon. Otherwise, this is going to turn into Shades of Tuesday's game, where they went down 2-0 and only were able to get 1 consolation back in the final minute of play.
It's wide with Lawson. He'll send it across. Becherano pulls it down. Gets a shot, and it's wide and high. So a good chance for Becherano there.
Yeah, very good play from Becherano, getting into space, getting outside of the defense. Ripped a shot, but it was just a little too much on it and not necessarily on target. But it's really the opposite of what we saw on Tuesday, Matt, which was just a defensive masterclass by both teams with a few goals sprinkled in for added fun. But now it's just Tufts making mistake after mistake after mistake, and Bowdoin taking advantage of all of them.
Sullivan coming up and drawing the foul on Charlier.
I don't think this is what anyone here was expecting going into this game. Maybe not even the Bowdoin players.
It's wide with Weatherby. Lawson. And cleared away by Morant. Sullivan winning the header. And Zinner plays it high. Trevorrow. Wide to Kevin Halliday. And taken down.
Yeah, and that's a foul from Diaz Costa there. He just used his hip to take down Halliday. Didn't get any of the ball. And it'll be a dangerous piece attempt for Tufts to take it. Good call by the referee. A clear foul from Matt Diaz Costa, the goal scorer.
So about 5 yards from the side of the penalty area. It'll be Zinner to take. Tufts lining up by the penalty spot. And a medium cross, and it goes through most of the defenders, and it's finally cleared out there by McMillan.
Dangerous cross, and a few Tufts players tried to get on the end of it, but in the defense to nothing but a throw-in.
Weatherby crosses in, top of the box, headed by Sullivan, and up by Ellsworth. Young gets ahead.
And there's the height of Nyong really helping out, getting the ball out of the box in a very vital clearance.
And that ball forward from Zinner finds no one. So not even 15 minutes into this one, and Bowdoin up 2-0, had a solid chance for a third earlier on, and they're in command.
Yeah, this game should really be 3-0. Penalty is what you expect to make. Almost found Becherano there, but didn't really come of anything.
Diaz Costa with the interception and plays it forward, looking for Charlier. And Charlier called for the hand.
Yeah, good call, but another mistake there. Connor Coleman got his feet mixed up, and could have been dangerous if not for the Charlier handball.
And a dangerous ball from Weatherby, but it's played forward by Coleman.
And Tufts just looks sloppy, Matt. It's not what we've seen from them, especially this past month. They've gone 6-1-1 in all of their games.
Yeah, their 5-game win streak was ended by Bowdoin this week, and it's Zinner coming forward. Low shot saved by Safian.
Yeah, if he could have done a better shot off, he really could have challenged Safian there. But as it stands, that's Tufts' first shot on target today. And it looks like Tufts is going to prepare a substitution. It's going to be, I think, Brett Rojas coming on in a moment.
I see Nate Majumder over there.
Oh, is that Nate Majumder? It's far away. So that might be another body up front to try and get a foothold back in this game.
Charlier. Young now. McMillan crosses in. And Young fouls Zach Halliday there. Zinner up to Besharano, lays it off to Kolsar. And good defense there from Bub. But it's Bowdoin going the other way with Morant. Plays it wide to the left. Great ball to Ellsworth. Ellsworth with options. Lays it off. Cross in here. And it's a chance for Morant. Rips it with the left, curling, and it's out wide.
Yeah, always going wide from Morant, but that's been Bowdoin's strength all day, is that quick counterattack. They have real pace when they break from their own defense into their attack, and they've really caused Tufts fits all day.
So Nate Majumder coming on, and it'll be Kevin Halliday making way.
And that's an attacking substitution by Josh Shapiro. Kevin Halliday already in an attacking position, but now Tufts is going to switch to 2 up front because they, to be honest, Matt, need a goal.
And it's wide with Lawson now. Crosses in. Headed away there by Ward.
Majumder has 2 goals for the season, but his season's been broken up by an injury that he suffered very early in, which was a concussion that cost him first month of the season.
Good turn by Besharano to free up some space. Plays Lawson back to Besharano.
Nice little 1-2 there.
Kolsar lays it off to Lawson. And cleared out, looks like, by Stenquist.
That was better there from Tufts, though. They had some real movement. They knew what they were doing, and Bowdoin was only just able to get an interception in the last minute. So that ball will roll out of play. But now Tufts has its 2 leading goal scorers in a year through history playing up front together. Majumder scored 11 last term, and Besharano has 11 this one. So they have some firepower. They just need to feed them in a good position.
And some intense battles here. We'll see who comes away with it. It's Zach Halliday poking it out. Might have had some fouls by both teams, and they'll call one on Weatherby for fouling Young. Stenquist out with McCall. And Weatherby clears it off Ellsworth. And it looks like a foul in the back there by Lawson.
Yeah, just a little scrap there between Lawson and his Bowdoin opponent. And the referee stopped it before it escalated into anything.
So McCall to take the free kick. Plays it in low, headed away by Weatherby.
Really poor free kick from McCall. You don't want to just get it to the first defender and end it there, especially with the height and success on set pieces you've had so far in the game.
Sullivan boots it forward. Majumder lays it off with the chest. It's Besharano now, top of the box, and offside is called.
That's a strength of Majumder, though. He's very good at the hold-up play there. With his back to goal, chesting it down to a teammate, really continues things and makes it happen even when he really has nowhere to go.
Young to Charlier. Booted forward by Lawson. Besharano chasing down. And it's cleared by Sam Ward.
Yeah, not the bounce Bescherano was looking for. It took it really dead in the ball, and everyone overran it.
Majumder in the corner now. Defended by McCall. Majumder goes down, and it'll be out for a goal kick.
Yeah, Majumder went down, but there was no real foul in it. Good defending from Bowdoin.
Stenquist plays it wide. McMillan and Sullivan heads it away.
There's another mistake from Tufts, a heavy touch by Colsar, and Bowdoin have it in a dangerous position, although their mistake will erase that advantage.
Ellsworth couldn't chase that down.
It's a really healthy crowd here behind us, Matt, at Bellowfield, but it's a very silent one, perhaps a little shocked by what's been happening so far to their Tufts Jumbos.
Diaz Costa with a layoff. And Zinner saves that inbounds. The appeals of handball from Polar Bear players. And Morant's ball is wide.
We're going to see a Bowdoin sub in a moment.
Majumder. And it's Trevorrow going forward. Plays the ball in. Lawson gets to it, falls on the ground. Cleared by Bowdoin. It'll be a Tufts throw. And Stenquist coming forward now. Sullivan getting played hard in the back by Charlier, and the foul is called.
Oh, and Sullivan goes with a shove after. A little fired up, a little too fired up even. Won the foul with his strength, but maybe thought Charlier was a bit out of line, which the referee agreed with.
I'd say largely we've had some good calls here today from the ref.
Yeah, I don't think he's done anything that I would disagree with. The penalty was a definite penalty.
Bescherano shot just high at the right post.
Yeah, another rocket from Bescherano, but his belter is just too high and wide. But again, a chance, and could get back into this if one of Bescherano's shots gets on target.
Number 7, Austin Downing, the senior, coming in, replacing Ethan Ellsworth.
And meanwhile, Stephen McMillan will replace Matt Zinner on the left side of the Jumbo's defense.
That really seemed to be one of the problem spots for Tufts, with Diaz Costa linking up with the forwards on that side.
And if you look at McMillan compared to Zinner, there's a size advantage for Zinner, but the size isn't what's been the problem on that side. It's been the speed of Diaz Costa. McMillan, a much faster player than Matt Zinner.
You might have seen Lawson going airborne there. He got up quickly, though, so it seems like he's all right. Foul called on Tufts. And the referee will have a word with Lawson. He's maybe on a little thin ice right now.
Yeah, tempers are flaring here. We saw the push from Sullivan. Lawson's been kind of testy. And it can only get worse if this game stays as it is.
Cleared by Sullivan. And Bescherano chasing down. And Jumbo's losing possession, but Sullivan gains it back. Lawson now with Halliday.
That's the
And
strength of Zach Halliday.
Lawson taking a hard kick to the shin there. No foul called. But Jumbo's maintaining it in their half. And McMillian with a hard blast off Diaz Costa there. I'm sure it wasn't intentional.
I think he'll still feel it in the morning, though.
Weatherby playing off Lawson there. But the Polar Bears get the ball back. Sent up to Charlier. And it's a Bowdoin throw. Morant, guarded by Sullivan, and letting it roll out. And Morant ends up in the corner flag, and it'll be a goal kick.
Looks like he's broken it.
Substitutions here for the Jumbos. It'll be Gavin Tasker coming on, number 2. And it looks like Zach Lane also coming on. So freshman duo for the Jumbos. Lane with a playoff bleached mohawk.
It looks like he's gotten the Matt Zinner haircut, just added a little more. But this is, again, an attacking change from Josh Shapiro. Gavin Tasker is more of a forward than Trevorrow, who's a midfielder by trade. And meanwhile, Lane will play nominally in the advanced midfield, but he can also get all the way up the field.
Falling over the ball there. Bowdoin coming away with it. Ball sent up. It'll be Charlier chasing it down. Defended by Coleman. And called out of bounds there.
Coleman's going to take the throw himself here. Going long. But as always, it's Mokhtar Young. His strength is just amazing, Matt. Physicality was trying anything to get him off the ball, and he practically tackled him, and Nyong still was able to get the pass away.
For foul, Stenquist fouling Majumder there, and Stenquist getting fouled by Majumder here. So Bowdoin winning it right back.
It's getting very physical right now. And that plays into Bowdoin's advantage, given the height that they have on this field and the strength that they've demonstrated so far.
Safian boots it forward. Sullivan heads out. And it's Tufts throw. Intercepted there. Young in space. Plays it on the ground, wide. Chased down. And a battle there with Weatherby and Downing. And Morant trying to get on it. And that's sent out for a goal kick. Off Young, according to the ref. So dangerous play there.
Very dangerous play. I thought that touch that Bowdoin took was going to take him out of bounds, but they were able to keep it in, and it almost came to an open Bowdoin player. And the last thing that Tufts wants in this game is to go down 3-0 in the first half against a team that's not conceded more than one in a game this entire year.
Lane sends it up down the right sideline. Bob deals with it. Bescherano pestering him, and it looks like it's off Bob for a corner kick. So an opportunity here for the Jumbos with 15 minutes left in the first half to try to crawl one back.
Bob tried to get Bescherano off his back by doing a little spin move, but that spin move took the ball out of play. And just like that, Stephen McMillian is going to try and deliver a good corner to get Tufts back in this game.
McMillian, the in-swinger. Headed by Bescherano and pulled in by Safian.
Yeah, Bescherano's header really much power on it at all, and just went up for Safian. Went close to the goalkeeper. If he had gotten that more into the mix, then you could have had another Tufts player get on the end of it, but as it was, no real trouble for the goalkeeper.
Headed out by Coleman. And it's wide with Downing.
And Downing's just been really making Weatherby work hard.
Another dangerous ball from Downing, but it was cleared by Coleman. But Becherano leading the counter. Coleman plays forward. Tasker with pace. Ways it wide, looking for Lane. Lane brings it down at the top of the box, and it's cleared out by Bub. And we're starting to get a few raindrops here. A little bit unexpected weather. We'll try to stay with you on the broadcast. Hopefully we don't have to pull down all of our equipment.
It could be worse. I did the women's soccer game for Tufts last weekend, and we made it through heavier rain. But it looks like there's going to be a mass exodus of the crowd now. It's this little sort of semi-sun shower.
Nothing like a cold, late October rain shower.
At least the winds died down a bit. It had been much windier earlier in this game.
Played into the box. It's Greenwood with no trouble.
It wasn't necessarily forecasted, though. Which makes it all the more unpleasant. But the players don't really mind. They've got their mind on other things.
Charlier. Coleman intercepts.
Good idea from Charlier. Tried to find Diaz Costa, but Coleman was just too much there.
And a substitution now for Jumbo's. Christian Zazali coming on to replace Tyler Kalsar.
Zazali was the player who scored the goal in the 89th minute of the game on Tuesday for Tufts.
And additionally for Bowdoin, it's number 17, Ben Ginsberg, the junior, coming on, replacing Matt Diaz-Costa. And it'll be Downing coming over to play on the right wing for Bowdoin, with Ginsberg playing on the left. And free kick here for McMillian. Tufts stacking the box. And a little too long for McMillian as Safian goes up for it.
Yeah, that's the second set piece that I've seen McMillian do so far in this game, and both of them have had the same issue. He kind of lofts it, and it gets deadened a lot in the air. If it had more power on it, it might be able to cause a little more problems. He has the distance, but he doesn't have the pace a lot of the time.
Weatherby with a nice ball, finding Tasker. And McMillian playing it forward, trying to find Majumder. Gets around Ward, but Ward bodies him and wins the ball back.
That was a misplay there by Ward. Just completely misjudged the flight of that ball, and Majumder got in a good position, but Ward recovered very quickly to get Majumder off that ball.
Referee having some words with Majumder.
Started, Matt. It's ended. Had a lot of showers so far today. We've also had a lot of Mokhtar Nyong headers.
Stenquist. And Lane and Ginsberg chasing that down. Tufts throw-in. Under 10 minutes left to go in the half. Bowdoin with a 2-0 lead.
You have to think Josh Shapiro would be very happy if his team could get one back by halftime.
And Halliday down, holding his leg. Weatherby plays it in with his left foot, and it's picked away by Safian.
Yeah, easy catch for Safian there.
So the early goal from Cedric Charlier off a defensive error from Tufts. And then a missed penalty by Bowdoin from Ellsworth. It was saved by Greenwood. But finally a headed goal by Matt Diaz-Costa is what has Bowdoin with a 2-0 advantage here late in the first half. If you're just tuning in this NESCAC quarterfinal between the 2-seed hosts Tufts Jumbos and the visiting 7-seed Bowdoin Polar Bears.
Yeah, the Jumbos have come close a few times with some Bescherano long-range shots, but they haven't been able to get on the board.
Will Herman coming on to replace Jake Stenquist for the Polar Bears.
And it looks like that's going to adjust Levi Moran's position into a more advanced role. Excuse me, more depressed role opposite Mokhtar Nyong.
Yeah, he'll slot in at holding midfield, and it's Gavin Tasker trying to get to that, but Safian gets to it first.
Yeah, good play by Safian, just coming out as much as he needed to. He had a lot of time on that ball to see the danger, and Tasker was unable to get a shot off or even a foot on the ball.
Zolly and Nyong battling. Good pass from Nyong, but it couldn't be handled there.
Yeah, nice little back heel from Nyong.
Tufts throw in. And substitutions for both teams.
Looks like Bescherano is going to come off to be replaced by Joseph Braun.
And on Bowdoin's side, it'll be Luke Lockwood coming on, replacing Charlier.
So like for like on both sides, forward for forward. Braun's advantage compared to Bescherano is his height, as we see there with that flicked on header.
Cleared away by Ward. And it's Ginsberg in space, charging up the left side. And a costly slip there from Weatherby on the turf. We were seeing several players slip. Dangerous cross in, but Downing skies it.
Yeah, Downing called that on a half. It was coming up on the bounce, and really was that helped him propel it as far over as he could kick it.
So that slight bit of rain may be making the turf a little slippery. We saw McMillian slip earlier and Weatherby with a dangerous slip there on the fast break.
And lucky for Weatherby, it didn't come to anything.
McMillian sends forward. Braun battling with Bub. And a hand there, and it's spotted by the referee. A Bub with a right hand fully extended.
I don't know what Bub is pleading there. I mean, he could be saying that it was inadvertent, and it didn't look like it was intentional, but his arm was clearly away from his side, and he'll get a yellow card for that, and Tufts will get a dangerous free kick.
McMillian lining up to take. Again, Tufts stacking the box, leaving only one defender back. In desperate need of an answer here.
Yeah, maybe they'll use the substitute Braun's height for this one.
So McMillian, the and the referee going back to talk with the far side on around half.
Yeah, they had stopped the clock, so they're just figuring everything out. Have a little bit of time. Well, with a little under 6 minutes, this would be a time for time, but that would be a good thing for Josh Shapiro.
And they just added a few seconds to the clock there. And McMillian sends it in, headed by Sullivan over the bar.
Yeah, really good header by Sullivan and a great delivery by McMillian, but the header just goes over the bar. And unlucky for us, that was perhaps one of their best moves of the day.
In a game we did earlier this year against Hamilton, Sullivan got a nice headed goal in a 2-2 draw that was vital.
Couldn't recreate magic there, Matt, but he'll get other chances the way this game has gone so far.
Lockwood plays it off to Ginsberg. Back to Lockwood. Defended by Sullivan. Lays it off, but Lane clears.
Little miscommunication, laid it off to a player that just wasn't there.
And the 19's battling, but Weatherby gets it away to Zazali. Up with Brown to Majumder. And Majumder brought down from behind. Maybe a soft foul there.
I think Tufts will take a foul anyway it comes. Looks like they're going to regroup and try this slightly longer. Sullivan being sent up now. Got that header on.
Weatherby asking for 10 yards. Plays it long. And Safian goes up. Easy grab. We've seen a lot of those today on Tufts free.
Yeah, that was way too long, Matt. If he wanted to clear the first defender, he did it, but also cleared every other player on the pitch except for Safian.
Sullivan wins with the header. It'll be Lane along the sideline.
That's one of the things that happens when Josh Shapiro took off Kevin Halliday from this pitch. Halliday's the player who takes those position free kicks. Maybe they lost a little bit of their delivery in doing so.
Lockwood now doing a great job holding the ball. Downing on the right side of the box. Morant in space. Nice cross in, and Young with a chance. And offside is called.
Yeah, and even if he weren't offsides, he just got his feet a little muddled up. It was a great cross by Levi Morant. He found himself in the midfield in acres of space and was able to whip a cross that it could have been on the end, could have been gotten to by two Bowdoin players.
Weatherby.
But in a way that we didn't see, Matt, when we covered this Bowdoin team last year, they've presented a real clear and present danger up front. They haven't had to rely on the defense. It's been there and it's been good, but they've been able to produce goals and chances throughout this half.
McMillian plays in a high ball and punched out by Safian. In some danger there.
And Safian has done everything that's been asked of him by this defense.
Played in by Weatherby, but it's caught on the bounce. Oh, and called out of bounds, and the assistant referee indicating for a corner kick. So Safian mishandling that at the goal line.
Yeah, it looked when he caught it, he just took a step back, and that step must have taken the ball past the touchline. And Tufts will thank their luck here with a corner.
McMillian, the inside, plays it low, headed out by Morant. Weatherby lofts it in. A chance now, and a goal by Gavin Tasker. And the Jumbos have one back here with 2 minutes left in the first half. So the freshman bringing Tufts back from the death.
Weatherby was considering taking a shot there, but he made the right decision. He just dinked a little cross into the box. It fell at the feet of the freshman Gavin Tasker, who had acres of space and acres of seconds of time to just roll that ball right into the bottom left corner of the net past Safian. And just like that, with 2 minutes to go until halftime, it's Tufts 1, Bowdoin 2.
So that from Weatherby didn't really have pace, but it caused confusion in the Bowdoin defense inside the box. And Gavin Tasker with a great touch to bring it down and slotting it in the lower left corner there. So under 2 minutes left, and it's a one-goal game. Bowdoin 2, Tufts 1.
And Matt, before this game, I was expecting a defensive slog that wouldn't be very enjoyable to watch, but we've had the opposite of that so far in this first half.
Tasker on the wing. He's got McMillian overlapping, but he'll cut inside instead. Ollie now plays it low, intercepted. It'll remain on that. 1 minute, 20 seconds left as a deep ball is played to Majumder. And it'll go out for a goal kick. So that corner kick on the mistake by Safian coming up clutch with that play leading to Tasker's goal.
There is 1 minute remaining.
And Zazali going over Nyung's back there.
Yeah, definitely a foul. And that may be, that is definitely one way to stop Mokhtar Nyung. But Bowdoin will retain the ball.
Crossed in. Sullivan heads. And McMillian heads it out. Tasker. And Coleman with the low clearance to Braun.
Good control there by the freshman.
15 seconds left. It's with Majumder. Tries to find Tasker, but it's cleared out by McMillan. Under 10 seconds now, and it seems like that'll just about be the end of the half. So going into halftime, it's Bowdoin 2 with 2 early goals. Tufts 1 with the late score from Tasker. A lot of drama here, a saved penalty kick. Bowdoin could have made it 3. So join us for the second half in this NESCAC quarterfinal matchup. And welcome back to Bellow Field in this NESCAC quarterfinal matchup between the Jumbos and Bowdoin Polar Bears. Bowdoin coming out strong early. Goals from Charlier and Diaz Costa in the first half. They also had a penalty kick saved. And Tufts answering with a late goal from Tasker, so it's 2-1 here. We'll get some replays of the goal from the game from the first half. Here's a look at the penalty kick that was saved. Ethan Ellsworth sort of went down the middle, and it was saved by Scott Greenwood. That would have made it 2-0. And now we're back at midfield. It is Becherano and Majumder starting for the Jumbos.
Yeah, Tufts has reinstated a few players that it took off in the first half. Kevin come back into this game, as has Zachary Devereaux. As we see here, the Tufts goal by Tasker. But they've retained Stephen McMillian, and they've retained Nathan Majumder up front. I'm going to see them kick off here with Becherano.
Weatherby blasts it up, and Bub heads it out. Weatherby has a long throwing ability. Demonstrates it there. And McCall sends it up, but picked off there by Weatherby. Lawson sends it in. Safian getting a punch to it, and Sullivan colliding with the keeper.
Yeah, it looked like he almost punched Sullivan in the head. Safian has also gone down injured, and we might just take a break here to see if he's okay, because he really took one there, jumping into Sullivan, and I think fell awkwardly at the end of it. So hopefully he's okay and we can play on. And it looks like he'll be. He's just chatting a bit to the referee here. But Tufts really playing an attacking game at the opening minute.
Weatherby playing it up again. And a nice head back from Sam Ward to Safian.
Yeah, cool under pressure there from Ward, just flicking the header back right to his keeper.
Of course, the goalie is allowed to pick it up if it's played with a body part that isn't the foot from a teammate. And it's Ellsworth here. Stolen away by Lawson, but he gives it right back. Bub plays the ball in. Headed out by Coleman.
Coleman and Greenwood had a little miscommunication there. Greenwood was probably able to just pick that ball up, but instead Coleman heads it to the side and makes McMillian exert a little more effort than he would have wanted to.
Stenquist in the midfield. Stolen by Majumder. Gets it up to Becherano. And Tufts throwing. And McMillian gives it away easily. Sullivan pulling it up to Majumder. Kalsar now. Lawson sends it. Diaz Costa comes up to Morant. Being chased down by McMillian. Excellent tackle by Stephen McMillian. And it's the Jumbos going the other way. Bub and Majumder pulling the ball down. Lawson now. Lawson sends it in. Becherano with a shot. Wide left. Gaston Becherano with a chance there again for Tufts.
And he did all the hard stuff. He got the ball away from Safian, who was really going for it. And when he had to shoot into what was basically just sliced it wide.
The height and the power, but just curving outside for Becherano.
Jumbos have been dangerous so far in the second half.
Trevorrow chasing the ball down. And barging into the defender, McMillan there.
And it just looks like for a lot of these balls, Tufts just wants it more.
Lawson getting up to Becherano. He's guarded by Bub. And Bub gets a foot to it. And McMillan with the ball now. A little confusion there is Stephen McMillan for Tufts, and for Bowdoin it's Wilson McMillan. They're both playing on that same side over there, so I'll try to enunciate well there.
Sometimes you just miss a little A that McMillan has in his name.
Tufts with high energy here and controlling possession as Becherano brings it down to the top of the box. Majumder guarding it now. Gets it wide to Lawson. Weatherby. And it's Halliday in the box, but he'll coast out there on the defense by Morant.
Just boxed out there by Morant. Well done to keep it out for a goal kick. Simple play, but one that's hard to execute.
And more high pressure here from the Jumbos. One of the reasons Coach Shapiro wanted to move to Bello in this new turf field here is the pace on the ball. And you can see that here in Tufts' style of play. And Bowdoin just not as quick with their passes as the Jumbos have been in these first 6 minutes.
Another thing about Bello is it's just generally just a nicer surface. Craftfield, where they had played until this year, isn't completely flat at points. Having walked on it, there are a lot of divots that you don't get with a turf field.
McCall plays it up to Ellsworth. Ellsworth swings it in with the right foot. McMillan gets the head to it.
Yeah, good job by McMillan. He just got in front of Levi Morant. Didn't make sure that the Bowdoin player couldn't get anywhere near the ball and heads it out for a corner.
So it'll be Ellsworth taking it. Ellsworth sends it high, and it's tapped out by Greenwood for another corner kick.
Interesting way of dealing with it from Greenwood, but catching it was a very risky proposition there, so he just punches it out of bounds for another corner.
So this will be McCall. Sent in high again. Morant getting ahead to it and beaten down by Sullivan. Cleared out by Lawson. Majumder running onto it. Two-man break here for the Jumbos, and Majumder blasts it up to Becherano. One-on-one here with Ward. Becherano cuts inside and can't quite connect with Trevorrow. Cleared out, it'll be a Tufts throw-in.
That was beautiful play, though, from the Jumbos. Majumder and Becherano both on the same page, as they had been evidence of them playing together for so long. But they just kept feeding one another on that break, and it was a play that deserved better than the poor cross that came in at the end of it.
Trevorrow playing to McMillan in the corner. Top of the box with Majumder. Shot by Lawson, saved by Safian. Curled in by Kevin Lawson, but Safian dives to his left and keeps it out.
It's a great save from Safian, especially given that he kept his hands on the ball. If he had tried to parry that away, there was the first Bowdoin goal. It could have gone back to an opposing player. But Safian was very sure-handed, took it into his arms, and held it when he hit the ground. And really great play from the goalkeeper, who hasn't been called into service that much beyond collecting crosses.
Tufts throwing on the far side. It's Majumder with the ball now. Switching fields, it's with Weatherby. Playing it up to Besharano. Top of the box. Down with the chest. Ward gets ahead to it. And excellent defending from Sam Ward as he clears. Weatherby intercepts. It's with Zach Halliday now.
I don't know what Josh Shapiro said at halftime, Matt, but this is a completely different Jumbo side now. They're pressing and pressuring in a way that they had not done at all in the first half. And while they were somewhat fortunate to get that first goal, it looks like they, based on the run of play so far, deserve a second.
Crossed in by Kalsar, punched away by Safian, and yeah,
and they almost got a second one there with Trevor rising to head it, but not really being able to get firm contact of any sort.
Coleman switching back to Weatherby. They like his crosses. Crosses in again to Besharano. Goes above his head.
Just a little too high there for the forward.
And Lawson now. Sends in low. Besharano. Deflected. Lawson with a chance. Cleared out by Morant. High intensity. 35 minutes left, but it feels like it's the final 5 minutes. And a hard foul there from Halliday as Diaz Costa goes down in the midfield.
And the crowd is feeling that's the final too, Matt. They're getting into it just as these players are. This is playing at an extremely high pace right now, and they're pulling off a lot of what they're trying to do, except that final ball, which has been the one thing that's been lacking. But the influence of Kevin Lawson, Nathan Majumder, and Gaston Besharano in the attacking third for the Jumbos has been massive so far. Especially Kevin Lawson has been just making things happen consistently.
Sent up by Kalsar. Besharano chasing it down. Weatherby crosses in, far post, looks for Majumder, but Safian comes climbing up to get it. And Safian coming up limping, hit the ground hard there.
He was lucky not to have any Jumbos player in his immediate proximity, because dropping that cross that he tried to catch could have led to an easy goal.
Safian's been solid coming after those crosses. It's up with Bob getting a header out and foul called on Besharano.
And I thought we had a lot of action, Matt, in that first half's 10 minutes, but this has been something else.
Yeah, no goals yet in the 11 minutes played here, but high intensity on this half of the field.
You don't need goals for excitement, as this is showing, as Tufts is laying siege to Safian's net.
And Zach Halliday has gone to turf, and the referee stops play.
And that's not a welcome sight for Josh Shapiro, because he's going to have to come off now, and they're going to bring the medical team right out. And hopefully it's nothing serious.
It looks serious, though, as the referee was frantically waving. So both teams taking a pause here.
And perhaps the most unfortunate way for these players to catch their breath after a frantic opening 10 minutes.
And Zach Halliday, being a senior of this team, you'd hate to see this be the end of his career here at Tufts. But with so few games remaining, you hate to see injuries like this.
And they're going to get him up now.
So he'll walk to the sideline. Let's see who they replace him with, but it doesn't seem like he'll be continuing right now.
No, he can come back in if he feels better, obviously, given the NCAA rules, but he should take as much time as he needs.
And he's going to be Najar coming on in his place.
I believe that's actually, is that Najar? I think it might be Brett Rojas, more of a midfield player for the Jumbos.
No, it'll be Jackson Najar, so.
Correct, yeah.
6'5", playing that defensive midfield role.
It's one of those things that Josh Shapiro has been doing recently that we didn't see at the beginning of the season, Matt, which is playing Najar as a central defensive midfielder. Najar, nominally a center back, and probably, based on his skill set, better suited to that position. He's not the strongest on the ball. But you may see Shapiro opting with physicality, because Najar, if you can look at him towering above everyone else, is 6'5",
McMillian on the left sideline.
And that 6'5" makes him the tallest player on the field, taller than Charlier and Mokhtar Nyong, who are both 6'3".
Booted up by Ward. Intercepted by Morant there. And it's with Ellsworth. McMillian heads that ball away. But a good win by Stenquist. And Stenquist gives it right back.
Good pressure from Trevorrow to win the ball there.
Jumbo's pushing forward. Weatherby. Lawson in space. Lawson shoots, and it's saved by Bub. Bescherano there. But it's Ward with the solid defense that we've seen from him all game.
Just a tiny bit too much power there, and Bescherano couldn't get the end of it. And Sullivan here fouls Charlier. And the Jumbo's fans are none too happy about it.
McCall sends it forward. Trevorrow. And a good win by Stenquist. And that's out for Bowdoin. Najjar chasing it down. Weatherby sending it well forward. Bescherano getting onto it. But again, Sam Ward with the clearance there.
Vital clearance from Sam Ward. Without that foot, Bescherano was clean in on Safian.
Sullivan looking to send it forward. But it meets Bub's head.
For all the positives, 15 minutes in, the Jumbos are still missing their goal to get them tied in this game, which is unfortunate given the quality of their offensive performance so far.
And McMillian sending it out. Half an hour left in this game. Of course, if it's tied, it'll go to single and possibly double overtime.
And then perhaps to penalties, but the way this has been going, Matt, it's going to take a lot to get us there.
Majumdar clearing up. And Lawson turning it over. And Safian with a misplay there.
It's like it'll be Lane, Tasker, and Braun. Coming in for Majumdar, Lawson, and Trevorrow.
Number 12, Joseph Braun. And number 17, Zach Wade.
And we apologize for what's showing up on the scoreboard on this broadcast. The main scoreboard here at the field is having some issues.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's going on at all.
The clock is mostly right, but the scores for both teams are a little wacky. But we assure you it's 2-1 Bowdoin right now. And Braun controlling there, but stolen away by Bub.
Complacent from Braun there, and Bub just got in there and nicked it away.
Oh, and Ward looks like might have got poked in the eye there. He's down on the ground.
And we're going to have a stoppage of play.
So maybe a time for them to stop the clock and get the scoreboard fixed. But Ward seems to be all right. Probably got poked in the face.
Yeah, Ward is fine, unlike the scoreboard.
And it looks like the referee will come over and maybe talk about it for a sec.
We'll take that handball call.
And he's talking with the Bowdoin coach, Scott Wierzinski. And Braun. And Becherano plays it off the referee. Referee part of the field. And it's back with Greenwood. And he might have screams for him handling it outside of the box. It looks like it popped up and might have got him on the elbow. Whether the ball was inside or outside the penalty area, we aren't sure.
But either way, he gets away with it. If he gets away with whatever he did, all irrelevant that now that the referee didn't call it. That'll go out for Jumbo's throw-in.
Becherano left open in space. Lane. Stolen away. And it's with Stenquist. Sullivan stepping forward.
Morant over Sullivan, though, there. Tufts continually trying for the fast break. It worked for Bowdoin in the first half, so maybe Josh Shapiro thought, why can't it work for us? So we're going to see a sub for both teams.
And it'll be Zazali coming on to replace Kolsar for Tufts, and for Bowdoin it'll be Eli Spencer replacing Cedric Charlier.
Spencer has scored 4 goals for the season, including scoring in the game on Tuesday against the Jumbos.
Spencer just a freshman, but we haven't heard much from Charlier in this half, so Bowdoin looking to change things up. Diaz Costa chasing it down and pushed in the back by McMillian.
Maybe a light foul, but the referee will give it, and he's been consistent in giving fouls along those lines. So Bowdoin will have a set-piece opportunity here, although they've just taken off some of their height in Charlier.
So the scoreboard's still a little goofy, but it is 2-1 Bowdoin.
And perhaps at the end of this play, Matt, it might be 3-1, but we'll have to wait and see.
McCall taking it. And it's allowed to bounce. And might have been a shirt pull by Sullivan on Niang, but it'll be Nadjar coming away.
Yeah, Greenwood got a very important hand to that to clear it away.
And Becherano can't handle. Weatherby rising for the header. Zazali sending it to the left side, but it's straight to Safian.
You can see the idea of trying to find Tasker from Zazali, but the idea did not translate into the execution, and so the ball was closer to Safian than to his teammate.
So 25 minutes left. Bowdoin leading 2-1 over Tufts. And it's Downing. Some headers back and forth. Braun chasing it down now, but Bub clears it out. But it finds Tasker. Becherano now, top of the box with a chance. Shot deflects off Bub. Chased down by Weatherby. And he'll let that roll out for a Tufts corner kick.
In the meantime, Nathan Majumdar is going to come back in, replacing this time Gaston Becherano.
Number 18, Jason Oliver.
And for the Polar Bears, Jason Oliver comes on, and he replaces Matt Diaz-Costa. So McMillian, the in-swinger, takes it low. Out by McCall. McMillian again. Cleared out by Morant.
Morant had looked to his right. He had a player on the overlapping run, and he could have started a really nice fast break, but as it stood, he just cleared it to the goalkeeper for Tufts.
Zali plays it in. It's Sullivan with it now. And ball intercepted. Pass intended for Tasker. And those jumbo legs are tired coming back.
Little from Sullivan, but that's not necessarily bread and butter as a central defender.
Bowdoin with numbers. Downing. Gets past. Weatherby. Shot. Side netting.
Should have probably gone for the cross. Downing there. Tighter and tighter. Beat Greenwood. Unfortunately, he also beat the side of the net.
On place Weatherby.
So swapping sides from where he started the game is there. Left Downing, who just created that threat.
Braun chasing down. Out of bounds for Tufts throw. So 22.5 minutes left. 2-1 over Jumbos. Tasker. McMillian sends it across. Headed away there. Zinner battling. Battle of the 27s. Sent up. And Najar with the header. Plays to Tasker.
That'll clip off Tasker's heel.
And a great win by Ward. That'll be out for a Tufts throw.
Pressure's dwindled a little from the Jumbos here. Maybe a sign of tired legs. Maybe a sign of the Bowdoin defense really recalibrating and accounting for the new threat.
Sullivan sends it forward, looking for Braun. Gets his chest to it, and a foul is called on Braun at the top of the box.
And the Jumbos fans are, one could say, animated in response to that free kick against their player.
Junder, guarded by Bub there. Finds Zazali. On top of the box and brought down. And Zazali called for the foul for...
Yeah, his touch just took it into the Bowdoin defender instead of past him. And that kind of ruined any opportunity that Christian Zazali thought he had about getting in on goal.
Just crashing into McMillan there.
And Safian will take this goal kick. And it's headed back by Sullivan over to the side, and Zinner will collect it.
And Zinner clears it up. Tasker looking to get it, but a good step there from McMillan. Braun now on the left side. Plays it low and off the defender.
And we're going to see a substitution for each side. Sterling Weatherby is going to re-enter. He'll replace Zinner.
Now entering the game
And for Bowdoin, it's number 22, Jack Schultz, excuse me, coming in for Eli Spencer.
So Zinner's cameo is not brief, actually, because he's going to replace Stephen McMillian on the pitch. Switching sides here.
Stenquist with the win. And it's up with Schultz. But one back by Najar.
That's the advantage you get when playing Najar in the defensive position, in the defensive midfield position, excuse me. you get the defensive skills of a center back just further up the pitch, so you can break up play earlier.
And Zazali with an elbow into Stenquist. Stenquist not happy with that one. "18 minutes left, and they fixed the scoreboard. So 2-1 Polar Bears over the Jumbos. All goals coming in the first half. We had an exciting start to the second half, but it's calmed down since then.
And we haven't seen any goals on either side.
Booted in by McCall. Headed by Coleman, and out by Sullivan. And Schultz will head it out for a goal kick.
Not sure if Schultz had any idea where he was going to head it there. And caught in a few minds, ends up heading it out of bounds.
Weatherby blasts it up off Majumder's back. A great pass for Braun, and it's with Tasker. Corner of the box. Keeps it on his right foot. Goes to the left, but the hesitation cost him. He brings it to the corner.
Little too much footwork from Tasker there, and he got confused and mixed up.
Zinner sends it in. Braun getting to it. Safian punches away. Weatherby remaining in bounds. Weatherby crosses. Headed by Lane. Out by Stenquist. In by Zazali. Headed by Nyung. And safe.
Mokhtar Nyong saving a goal there from the line. Zazali's header got over Safian, who was off his line. But Mokhtar Nyong was in the position the goalkeeper should have been in and heads it away. And just like that, Tufts to go back to 2-2. Goes
Morant now. 3-on-4. Downing cutting into the middle. Advantage played. Over. And it's won away by Zinner. Tasker clears it forward to Braun. Najar.
And Najar missed a wide open Lane, who could have been through on a really good counterattack there.
But he finds Weatherby nonetheless. Weatherby plays it forward. Maybe a little too far from a Jumder. And Ward lets it slide back to Safian. 16 minutes remaining. Safian taking his sweet time. He was warned earlier by the referee.
I think he'll take a yellow card, Matt, if it means that he can get out of this game with a win and extend his season till next weekend. Whoever wins this game takes on goes to the semifinals to take on the next highest seed next Saturday at the home of perhaps Amherst.
Amherst had a lead at halftime in their game, so looking likely that the purple and white will host semis and finals.
And they've had a very strong season. Their only loss has come actually here to Tufts homecoming Saturday.
And Bescherano coming back on to replace Braun. And
Diaz Costa coming in.
McMillian replacing Zinner.
Will Herman also re-enters the game for the Polar Bears. Oh, and that's a push in the back on Majumder, but nothing called by the referee.
So Majumder and the crowd both furious.
Looked like it could have been a penalty, Matt. But the referee evidently disagrees with myself, Nathan Majumder, and the entire crowd here, favoring Tufts.
And it's wide with Weatherby. Sends it in with his left foot. And Diaz Costa. That's with Tasker, wide open in space. Sends in a low cross, and it's outside for, it'll be deflected, so it'll be a corner kick for the Jumbos.
Yeah, it looks like it deflected off of Matt Diaz Costa.
And more substitutions as Rojas and Kevin Halliday come on. And Charlier comes back in for the Polar Bears.
Exiting for the Jumbos is Gavin Tasker and Christian Zazali.
And Schultz takes the bench for Bowdoin.
And Rojas, the substitute, will step right up to take this corner.
First touch of the game for him. And it's a nice corner kick, swung in, headed by Majumder, and out off of knee for another corner kick. So Rojas another shot.
And it was a decent delivery, actually, but Nyong just rose above everyone else to head it out of bounds.
Rojas sends it into the same spot, headed down by Nyong. Cleared out by Downing. McMillian now sends it in low. And Lane can't get a foot to it.
Yeah, McMillian scuffed his shot, and Lane was in a position to get to it, but it was just a tiny foot too far.
So 13 minutes remaining here. Tufts pressuring this Bowdoin defense, but has not been able to crack it here in the second half.
And that's the Orzinski way. Matt, you get the lead, and you don't relinquish that lead.
Diaz Costa playing it over to the corner. And a hard shoulder there from Rojas. No call. But intercepted by Nyong. Kevin Halliday winning it back off Diaz Costa.
And the foul will be called on Halliday. Advantage played, but evidently it wasn't a clear enough advantage, and the Jumbos will have a set piece.
So McMillian to take it. Hit by Bub.
Just a little too high for Sullivan there.
Bescherano fighting for it and called for a foul.
That's a little harsh, Matt. There wasn't much contact from Bescherano on the Bowdoin defender. Went down a little lightly. And just like that, Safian has it in safety to take this free kick.
Lane trying to save it, but cannot. Bescherano now, up to Majumder. Cleared out by Bub. Throw from Weatherby. Headed in by Najar and out by Nyong. And Morant with the head. McMillian rips. Oh, and just wide of the left post from McMillian.
Really nice shot by McMillian, but very unlucky just to get the beating of not only Safian, but also.
Another look at that shot.
You really let one rip there. But the Jumbos clearly giving many bodies into that box, and so they're having a lot of success getting crosses in. And perhaps Bowdoin are ruining that Ellsworth missed penalty, because that would make this game a lot more comfortable for them in this stage.
And it's back with Greenwood. Clearance not going too far. Najar getting a foot on that. McMillan gets it up to Diaz Costa. Sends it in. No one home, and that's over the bar for a goal kick. So under 10 minutes now, and Jumbos need a goal to equalize here in this quarterfinal. Diaz Costa winning the header. And getting around Kevin Halliday. McMillian clearing up the sideline. And that goes out for a Tufts throw-in.
Shapiro seems content to leave these players on the field rather than add a, excuse me, as I say that, it looks like he's going to prepare at least a double substitution.
Looks like a quadruple substitution, maybe. Greenwood sends it forward, but it finds Downing. And Rojas sends it out to Weatherby.
And if you stick around after the conclusion of this game, whether it's now or after extra time, we're going to have an interview with two of the Tufts seniors. It's going to be Kevin Lawson and Zach Halliday, who are going to come and talk to us.
Cleared out by Bub. And McMillian will let it roll out. So substitution here, 4 guys coming on for the Jumbos. It'll be Kolsar, Trevorrow, Tasker, and Zach Halliday.
Lane will come off.
And it looks like the Jumbos going with 3 in the back now, taking Coleman off, leaving Sullivan back there on his own. So Sullivan flanked by McMillian and Weatherby. So their Jumbos will be very exposed back there, but they want to bring people forward. Besharano can't find Majumder there.
Yeah, and the Jumbos essentially playing with a front 4, maybe even a front 5. Trevorrow pushes up into the forward position.
Braun, Majumder, and Besharano up top.
And you also have Tasker on the right wing and then Trevorrow on the left side.
So they're leaving it to Halliday and Rojas in the midfield. It's headed on. It's Besharano, top of the box. Chips it over the net. Besharano just a few feet high of the bar.
And that may be the difference maker for the Jumbos season. Gaston Besharano took it. He was open in space, took a shot, and it just went over the net. More of a matter of inches than a matter of feet. And it remains 2-1 for Bowdoin.
McMillian sends it forward. It's brought down by Rojas. Braun with a chance. Safian coming way out, and it's cleared by Bub. So Bowdoin sinking in. Tufts bringing everyone forward.
And this is unfortunately for Tufts plays to Bowdoin's strengths. Their defense is what makes their name, not their attack.
Diaz Costa getting a deflection there. Greenwood encouraging everyone up. Under 6 minutes. Tasker brings it down. Plays it forward. Route 1 football from the Jumbos.
And that'll go out for a throw-in, but really it doesn't matter if it's pretty or not at this point, Matt. Whatever can get you a goal is going to be what everyone likes.
Weatherby to throw. Greenwood at half for the Jumbos. Weatherby plays it in high. Headed by Diaz Costa. Besharano turns, and that's well wide for a goal.
Really hard shot to make, turning Besharano just to let one rip, and side of the goal.
Jake Stenquist coming back on, replacing Will Herman.
Safian's just going to try and get this as far away from his goal as possible, but it'll probably be back around there in a moment.
Downing and Weatherby with a battle, and Rojas will send it up. Headed by Ward. Back by Rojas. Halliday gets it wide to Tasker. Tasker cutting inside, and that's picked off by McCall. Tasker with the win, though. And McCall sends it forward. Weatherby heads it back to Tasker. Tasker getting past McCall. Crosses it in. Headed out by Diaz Costa. One of the shortest guys on the pitch, but he's had some clutch headers today.
Perhaps the most clutch of all, maybe the header that put this game to the position of 2-0. And that looks like a handball on Charlie, but not being called. It'll just be a throw-in.
Majumder in the box now. Turns, crosses it. Braun. Shot deflected. McMillian with a chance. Shot ripped. Saved by Safian.
Beautiful slice. Extension to his right. Gets a hand on it and takes it out for a corner. And if you came to watch a soccer game, you came to the right one.
What a shot by Stephen McMillian and an amazing save by Safian.
Greenwood's pushed all the way up here for the Jumbos.
Batted around in the box, and that's wide. That'll go for a goal kick. So 3:22 remaining, and the best fireworks of them all coming right there. Stephen McMillian with a 30-yard rip to the top left corner, but Safian with an amazing one-handed diving save.
Yeah, Noah Safian, the senior goalkeeper from Woodbridge, Connecticut, really asserting why he got the starting nod over Steve Van Sicklen today. He's made a bunch of beautiful saves and really kept his team in the winning position so far.
McMillian with the bicycle kick clear. And the Jumbos try to bring it back up. Trevorrow sends it forward. Majumder heads it, but no one's there. And it's out by McMillan. Halliday now. Sends it forward through the air. McCall working on Majumder. And it's up to Downing. Deflected there by Rojas, but turned over by Weatherby. Charlier asking for a handball. Instead it's with Rojas. Deflected there, and it's with Diaz Costa now.
Mokhtar Niang is basically dropped back into the defense here for Bowdoin. So they're going to try and park the bus and just sit this one out for the next 2 minutes.
Zach Halliday, as we're at 1:58. McMillian, excuse me. Headed by Braun, it's wide right. That's out for a goal kick.
Yeah, could have been a deflection, but missed the Bowdoin heads.
Connor Coleman coming in for McMillian.
That'll just be a matter of height there, Matt.
But they're sending Dan Sullivan forward, so it's two in the back now for Tufts.
And you know, it makes sense. You just want as many bodies forward. You're gonna have a better chance scoring if you have more men in the box. By getting one of your dominant set-piece players in Sullivan up front, you give yourself a little advantage.
Sent away by Morant. And Greenwood gets it up. Jumder chasing it down. He's with Tasker. Tasker cutting inside, rips a shot off Morant. Downing clears it. It's with Rojas, minute 4. Zach Halliday over to the left side. In by Coleman. And a foul called on the Jumbos on Sullivan.
That's Sullivan there. Must have just been a push, and Bowdoin player may be injured here.
And Stenquist is going to milk the clock here.
But it's going to be stopped, which will be just in the Jumbos' favor as Sullivan receives a yellow card for his foul.
So the clock will resume once the ball is put back in play.
And a reminder, at the end of this 50.1 seconds, it's over. There's no extra time added on for injuries because of these clock stoppages.
In my view, it's actually a more efficient method of just purely stopping the clock for injuries than doing normal soccer. But
it reduces the time wasting partially as well.
So Stenquist gets up. It'll be Safian to kick it away from his own box.
Might add it if the third assistant just came out and said, "Oh, 3 more minutes," because the tension would only build more. And we're almost at a breaking point already.
Trying to get around Weatherby.
That'll be a handball on Chillier.
36 seconds left. Weatherby called off.
Everyone's going for it for the Joes.
Blasted into the top of the box. Headed by Braun and out by Morant. It's with Charlier. And he'll boot it forward. Greenwood to take the throw in. 15 seconds remaining. Rojas sends it in with Besharano.
9, 8,
Kicked out.
7,
5 seconds remaining.
And that might be it.
And that'll be it. The Bowdoin Polar Bears, in back-to-back years, come to Medford and win the NESCAC quarterfinals over the Jumbos by a score of 2-1. The Polar Bears will move on to the NESCAC semifinals.
And the Jumbos will have to. Strong regular season is going to be good enough to get them an at-large bid for the NCAA tournament.
So after 5 consecutive wins and 7 straight unbeaten, the Jumbos lose 2 in a row to Bowdoin. And the Jumbos, their fate is now with the selection committee for the NCAA tournament to see if they can make it for a 3rd year in a row.
And I remind you to stick around. In a few minutes, we'll have an interview with Zach Halliday, two seniors for this Jumbos team that has just been defeated 2-1 by the Bowdoin Polar Bears.
Just a review of the scores in this game. It was early on Cedric Charlier capitalizing on a defensive mistake by the Jumbos. He picked up the rebound off the save by Greenwood and slotted it home for a 1-0 lead. After that, Bowdoin missing a penalty kick saved by Greenwood, shot by Ellsworth. But after that, it was Matt Diaz-Costa getting ahead to put it in the back of the net. And late in the first half, Gavin Tasker slotted it home low and away for Tufts, but no score in the second half leaves this one 2-1.
Yeah, a few saves by Noah Safian and keep them staying home next weekend instead of traveling to play in the semifinals of the NESCAC tournament.
Yeah, Besharano with a chance at the end to try to chip the keeper, but he sent it just high of the crossbar. And of course, he had that ripped shot that went to the top left corner, but an amazing save by Safian, possibly the play of the game, to keep and get a look at this shot. One time, Safian leaps to save it. So incredible play by the goalkeeper for.
Again, stick around. We'll be back in just a moment for the post-game interview with Zach Halliday and Kevin Lawson.
And on account of the tough loss for the Jumbos and the cold weather here, we're going to skip the post-game interview. So thank you for tuning in. Final score, Bowdoin 2, Tufts 1 here at Bellow Field in the